Alrighty, good morning. I'm gonna go over the geological time worksheet that you had. Question number, oh, by the way, as we're going over this, feel free to change things, delete things, correct it, whatever. Okay, so number one, you had to name the 4 eras. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. I'm going to start with the oldest, which would be the Precambrian. Then the next oldest would be the Paleozoic, and then the Mesozoic, and then the Cenozoic. Number 2, how many periods are in each era? So with your Precambrian, this one's a little tricky. There's not really anything. You can argue there's 2, maybe 3, but for this one, I'm not going to be super picky about. For your Paleozoic, there are 7. And then for your Mesozoic, there's 3. And then for Cenozoic, 2. So, okay, the 7 epochs are going to be in the Cenozoic are going to be, I'm going to go from the oldest to the newest. The Paleocene, the Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Pleistocene, and Holocene. So what era, period, and epoch, number 4, are we currently in? We're currently in the Cenozoic era, in the Quaternary period, and then we're in the Holocene epoch. So, if someone were to ask you what our timeline was, that's basically what you would tell them right now. So, okay. Number 5, how long was the Mesozoic era? For that one, it's going to stretch from 251 to about 65 million years. So that's going to turn out to be, give or take, 186 or so million years. The Cenozoic era, it's still currently going on, so that's probably technically not worded correctly. How long was it? Well, it is still, since it's going on at 65 million years. The Earth, we think, is about 4.5 or 4.6 billion years old. Side note, our universe, we think, is about 15 billion years old. The age of the mammals is still kind of going on, so about 65 million years there. So yeah. Plants have been here since about 470 million years. So, because that's when we got the first fossil evidence of land plants. So, I guess you could also argue that maybe 1.5 billion or 1,500 million years ago, with the first thoughts of algae and seaweed, you could probably argue that answer as well. So, it's kind of, I would take both at that point. So, your dinosaurs were on Earth approximately 228 million years ago. And then they became extinct around the end of the Mesozoic era. So and at the start of the Cenozoic era, so that would be approximately 163 million years. They were wiped out with they were wiped out with at the end during the Cretaceous, when the Cretaceous period ended, and then the Tertiary period started. So we call that the KT boundary, just FYI. The reason why we are aware of that is there were a lot of fossils that popped up in our fossil records. So because of that, we believe that there was some sort of major extinction event that occurred. So, so that's kind of why we think that there was some sort of big potential meteorite or asteroid that hit the Earth, because we had high amounts of those particular metals that we find in asteroids and meteorites. And so, and then with the addition of all the fossils, we knew that there had to have been some major extinction. There was actually another major extinction, I believe, at the beginning of the Cambrian. So, but the big one that we're most familiar with is the one that kind of killed off the dinosaurs and a lot of other plants and animals at the time. And so, but like I said, that happened at the end of the Cretaceous, the start of the Tertiary. So we call it the KT boundary. So, random side information for you there. Okay, number 7, if you flip your page over, how long ago did the following events take place? Okay, so your first one would be your Rocky Mountains forming, and that would have been kind of at the start of the Mesozoic, so about 135 years ago, 135 million years ago. About 1 million years ago, letter B, would have been when the Ice Age would have occurred, that over glaciation, I guess. So while it seems like the Ice Age was a long time ago, in the grand scheme of things, it really wasn't. The first flowering plants would have popped up around 135 million years ago with the Cretaceous period. And then the Cambrian explosion with lots of life kind of forming would have been about 600 million years ago at the start of the Cambrian period, at the very beginning of the Paleozoic era. So the start of lots of different types of life, aside from just your single cell critters. So, okay. Your age of amphibians would have lasted maybe 30 million years or so. They kind of exploded during the Pennsylvanian and Mississippian, so they like to combine those two periods into one called the Carboniferous period. So sometimes you'll see the Mississippian and Pennsylvanian combined as the Carboniferous, but the age of amphibians would have been approximately 25, 30 million years or so, give or take a little bit. So, okay, so the next one, let me find that really quick. Sorry, I'm trying to flip through several different things here. So, Okay, so what happened 418 million years ago to 355 million years ago? That would have been the Pennsylvanian time period. So we would have been in the Meso, no, the Paleozoic, sorry, the Paleozoic era. So 318-ish, I think that's what it was. No, 418, I'm sorry, 418. That would have been the Devonian. I'm sorry, not the Pennsylvanian there. It would have been the Paleozoic era in the Devonian period. And what would have been going on during the Devonian? We would have had mosses, insects, first lobed fish, first land animals, sharks, and seed plants. So that's kind of what would have been going on there. 253 million years ago to 65. That would have been basically the entire Mesozoic era. So we would have been in the Triassic period, the Jurassic period, and the Cretaceous period. And so what would have been going on there? We would have seen the first crocodiles, first dinosaurs, first mammals, turtles, birds, flowering plants, all sorts of stuff would have been popping up there. So this should kind of give you an idea about just some of the stuff that's gone on in our. It's a very, very brief overview of what's kind of gone on in our history. So if you do have any questions, let me know. I have the study guide for you. We'll probably shoot to take your test on Thursday, and then when we get back from spring break, we'll start working on your anatomy. So for, I guess, tomorrow and Wednesday, you'll just have the time to study, and we'll take your test on Thursday. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.